when we were 15. When we were 15, I remember car rides, small fights, conversations all night. I never saw you as anything more than a friend, but
Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterward.
And Wash has found 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire.
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
100 gets 3 with the primal rage.
Experience tranquility.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else in between, good evening and welcome back to Tranquility Gaming Season 8 Knockout Brackets coverage. Tonight, we round up the third week of the playoffs with our Discord tier feature match, where the number 10 seeded Poseidon try to keep their lower bracket run alive against the number 5 seeded Redacted. Will the Cinderella story continue for Poseidon, or will Redacted make the clock strike midnight? My name is Bowsy, and I'm joined here by Navino on the cast and Laggy-san on the production. Navino, how are you doing this fine day?
Oh, I love technology. Nothing ever goes wrong, right? Right, Bowsy? Nothing ever goes wrong.
No, definitely not. Nothing ever breaks when it comes to technology. Just ask the people of Blizzard, especially with their servers yesterday.
You know Riot got DDoS too, apparently?
Well,
I found that out at work today.
yeah, and all the major game companies have that problem. But regardless of that, we have a very exciting match here. The winner of this match gets to face off next week against Oreo Fleet to determine who's going to be going on to the championship bracket. So there's a lot on the line here, Navino.
Yeah, I mean, this is win or go home for both teams. So it's really kind of like, how are you going to respond? Really, that's like the storyline of lower bracket. Are you going to play up to competition and live up to the hype, or are you going to kind of go out with a whimper? We've seen plenty of teams go out really early. Like we were just talking about it, like Poseidon beat Valkyrie on the way here, and Valkyrie had kind of a crash and burn, like towards the latter half of the season. We can talk about it in Harmony yesterday, like Buccaneers losing a close game, and they were the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, right? Like, I hate the phrase "any given Sunday," especially when it comes to Overwatch. But like in many ways, playoffs is like anything can happen. It really I think my favorite thing is like I remember people talking about SRs they scrimmed in Harmony in season 6, and even in Discord in season 6, because like those are the playoff runs I remember. And it's like when you get into these games, it doesn't matter what SR you scrim. It doesn't matter like how much you play the game. What matters is the 3 to 5 maps that happen in this 1 to 2 hour period.
Yeah, definitely. Playoffs make all the difference. Everything else can be thrown out the window, and that can especially be the case for Poseidon, who only won 2 matches to forfeit victories when it came to the regular season. They did not have a great season whatsoever. They bounced back throughout the entirety of playoffs, and now are looking at a chance to make that championship bracket. Redacted, on the other hand, having a very rough start, starting to bring themselves back. And now they face potential elimination after losing in a full-on sweep to Cosmic Castaways. So there is potential here for both of these teams to be able to make it, and it would be a really good storyline for either one of these teams to try and make that chance in the championship bracket, considering how well these 2 stories have been for both of these teams the entire season. We're going to be getting into the first map here eventually. Redacted do get the map choice. Right now they have selected Nepal, but that could change. Right now Poseidon are still waiting for their 6th player to come, so hopefully we'll be able to get started in the match here very quickly.
I mean, if you look at Redacted, like even just last season, for those that remember them in season 7, they were like at bottom of the table team. Like they lost super early. They were not good. So it's a really pleasant turnaround this season that they've had. Poseidon also was a bottom table team last season, right? Like, am I thinking of someone else? Was it Poseidon? Poseidon was here last season, right?
Yes, Poseidon was here last season. They were under a different brand, a different logo. You might have saw that earlier if you were watching the stream, but they were indeed here last season.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they finished pretty low. Also an Elam group team. So they've already done, like, both teams have made it much farther than they have before in Trank. So this is already, like, if I always talk about, like, measuring success with my players, right? I go into, like, what do you want to expect? Like, obviously the end goal for every team pretty much is to win, but what is a realistic goal? And I think both teams here should be very happy with where they are, given their past history. I think Redacted, they lose here, will probably be a little more disappointed since they started out as an A group team. So, like, to me, they are the favorites, right? But anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Anything can indeed and will happen here, especially when it comes to that. We're still waiting for the player for Poseidon to come in here, but obviously a lot of people were favoring Redacted when it came to this matchup, and it'll be interesting to see if Poseidon will be able to bring it, considering they've already busted a lot of different brackets here in this Discord tier thus far. Again, getting these big wins against Firefight and Valkyrie thus far. They won 3-2 against Firefight and then swept Valkyrie 3-0. Redacted beat Ragnarok Fenrir in their first week, but then again, as I mentioned, lost to Cosmic Castaways. Winner of this moves on to face Royal Fleet. Loser goes home. Again, we're still waiting for that one player to come in Poseidon, but definitely interesting matchup we're going to be seeing here eventually.
So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to... You can't really overstate how much the favorite Redacted is going into this.
Mm-hmm.
Then... look at the predictions of Paul's channel. Only 5 people predict Poseidon to win. I think most of them are probably on Poseidon. Look.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
hey, Pogger. Wait, let's see. I gotta make sure Poggers didn't vote for both. I gotta make sure. He did not vote for both. Poggers picked Poseidon. He picked the upset win.
Yeah. While you do that, I also should be making note that these two teams have faced off before. Back in stage number 1, Redacted and Poseidon faced off in week number 4, and that was a 4-0 sweep for Redacted, which started a trend of getting a lot of 4-0 sweeps and really started their win streak that they had in Tranquility Gaming here. So definitely it's tough competition here for Poseidon, but they have made roster changes since that stage number 1 and are looking like they could be a better team, especially with the run that they've been making thus far. We are getting word, apparently, that there is a chance that Poseidon will be getting a ringer, so hopefully that will be helping us out here.
I think we should probably go to break till they get it ready then, because we thought they were going to be here.
We might as well. We kind of started preemptively thinking, like they said it would be 2 minutes, but now it's taking a little bit. So while we wait for Poseidon to get all this sort of stuff sorted out, we'll be going to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be seeing the first map between Redacted and Poseidon.
I think
Welcome back. We come back to the sound of Navino's clicking keyboard and Poseidon actually having their tank player come back. So now they are a full 6 lineup, and they're ready to face off here against Redacted heading into our first map, which is Nepal here, Navino.
Yeah, a lot of people joke, or I don't even know if it's a joke, but I remember a lot of people saw Redacted as like this, as a 6-man team.
Pretty
Played
much.
a lot of 6-man. I know they play a bit more ball now and a few other things as well. But I as a player for Joseph Electronic Sports, I'm always okay with playing Rush, and I think 6-man at this elo is quite good, especially if you if you have a brain. That's a key function there, though. You have to have a brain.
What a way to hit on all those people that are not in Discord here. But it's going to be interesting to see what the two teams come out here on Nepal, what the compositions are going to be. If we see that 6-man coming out from Redacted, if we see something different coming out from Poseidon, as we're going to be starting up here on Nepal for our first map in the series. Again, the winner, as I've stated several times, the winner goes on to the losers bracket finals, or the knockout bracket finals, where they will face off against Oreo Fleet to determine who goes on to the championship bracket. The winner, or the loser, goes set home for the night. As we get started here on Nepal, our first map is Nepal Sanctum here, and already we see different compositions coming out from both sides here, Navino.
I'm confused.
Not the first time I've heard that.
Why is Murph on? Okay, no. Okay, so they're on 6-man. Redacted's on some double shield. I really don't understand this. I saw them run this versus Redacted, and I'm still confused by it. This is like OG Doom Reaper double shield meta. That has not been good for like 2 years. But I'm interested to see how it works. Anything can work here.
It is Discord tier after all. Rage tries to go in for the dive, but Pebbleclip ends up finding them out with that seismic slam. So Poseidon already down their main tank, and Respike gets the kill onto a baited giant as well. So Redacted starting to make their way to the point. Poseidon will be able to touch first, but it looks like they will not be able to get that cat as Respike starts popping up in the kill feed. And that's going to be a fight win here for Redacted, and they'll get the first cap.
I said it wasn't that good of a comp. I stand by it, but when you also just run into their tanks and allow them just to sustain, yes, you are going to lose. If I am Poseidon, I'm looking to try and go over their tanks to get on their supports because they have no immortality field. But I also like this swap. The Pharah should be able to punish their lack of hit scan pretty heavily, even though this point doesn't really play to it too well.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if Poseidon is able to make that work. Gliscor also on the Sombra here to try and hack out those targets. Gets the hack off onto Respite, but already 3 kills going in favor here for the side of Redacted. They're cleaning up Poseidon very well thus far. And that's going to be Redacted winning another fight today.
I mean, Rage is going in and kind of just falling over because there's just so much front-loaded damage. He's almost playing almost too fast while his DPS are trying to set up angles. But I'm also very much an opponent of Sombra Pharah because I don't think there's enough damage, especially unless you have a really, really good Pharah. Now, Beta can prove me wrong, but without EMP, I don't think your comp really kills anything. You need ultimates to kill stuff. You don't really win the neutral fights here.
That was brutal. Pebbleclip just goes straight in. He says, I'm not letting you set up this push. I'm just going to get your Ana here immediately. So now Poseidon already in the disadvantage and already 70% here for Redacted.
If I'm Poseidon, I would have just played normal double shield. Played normal double shield and kind of just out-poke them.
And we'll see. Redacted start making the push. Pebbleclip gets hacked up, but the coalescence is there from Chesky. But that's a 6-man EMP coming out from Gliscor. Finds the kill onto Respike, but Primus in the backline finds the kill onto Sif. The flip will go in, as I believe the Pharmercy is there on the point. But Redacted, once again, being able to get the picks they need in this fight, as a baited giant and Murph are the only 2 remaining people left for the side of Poseidon. A baited giant gets the kill on the touch, and now Chesky is hacked here on the Moira, but it may not be enough here, as Redacted just cleaning up the picks that they need to do, getting rid of that Pharah and Sombra, and they'll be able to recap this with 88%. The drum is used here for Master Ryan as Poseidon trying to get any sort of progress. King Kuchi is able to kill Pebbleclip on that Doomfist, and the Nano Boost will go on to Rage here on the Winston. So it's possible here for Poseidon to try to bring this back, but Respite uses the Gravitative Flux, lands right onto the Winston, who uses the Primal Rage, but now it's overtime triggered here for the side of Redacted at 99%. Poseidon need to come up with some sort of answer right now, and they do have this Diva Bomb from King Kuchi that could make a difference in the aftermath. Prime, however, uses the Death Blossom. Rage gets off the move on the Respite, and suddenly Poseidon are turning this around. 3 kills thus far in their favor compared to 2 on the side of Redacted, but Chesky getting 2 right now with the Coalescence, trying to bring it back into their favor, and at the end of the day, Poseidon cleaning up the picks that they need, and they will win here on Nepal Sanctum.
Wow, rather dominant from Redacted. There's not a lot to say other than, like, they took initiative, and they also made it very hard for their Moira to get punished. It's a very, like, not conventional comp that worked here because the 6-man couldn't really get over them. And then as soon as they swapped a poke, with how far you have to travel to do angles, right, you would just, like, you have the Lucio to be able to still take fights while the other DPS are trying to set up angles. And that's literally what we watched happen. And then they just had a surplus of ults to very few from everyone else, from Poseidon. And now we're going to have a brawl mirror, pretty stereotypical. This first fight's going to come down to who gets there first, who has better target focus. And my money's on Redacted.
Yeah, we'll see if Redacted or Poseidon.
I say that, though, as Poseidon literally gets there first.
Yep, it's going to be challenging here. Poseidon are able to get there first. Master Ryan got a little bit staggered there trying to get out of the teleporter. Might have fallen down a platform. Despite that, Rage gets picked out by Touch here. It's possible here for Redacted to try and bring this back into their favor. Pebble Clip gets the kill on the Immortality Field, and now Prime is fully loaded on the Symmetra Beam, burning down Murph to the ground, and will be able to get some extras as well. Redacted will be able to try and get this point. Pebble Clip gets that last kill on the Gliscor, and now Redacted get the point control.
Rage really should have died, though. They had Immortality off cooldown. It was just a little second too late. You know, good recovery from Redacted, just playing for their Symmetra. As you see, like, both Sims have wall because they're both, like, as soon as you lose your main tank in the Sim mirror, it becomes a lot harder to just, like, your Sim wants to sit behind shield and just do damage. But as soon as you lose the main tank, it's quite hard to do that. And they just got the first pick because of a misplay.
Yep. Poseidon now going up to the high ground with that teleporter. They use the wall coming out from a Beta Giant. Prime uses theirs as well. Poseidon trying to make their way into the point. A lot of pressure, however, going on to all their members. Rage looking for the Shatter as well, so we'll see if they're able to use it here as the wall goes down from Beta Giant, now down from Prime. The wall is initiated from Pebble Cliff. Doesn't split off anybody for the side of Poseidon as they continue making the movement. The Shatter lands on the 2, but Chesky's already found out Sip on the Lucio, and now Gliscor is dead to Respite. Redacted being able to turn this fight into their favor, and they're going to be continuing the cap hold.
Yeah, you know, what you see here is just, like, they're able to continually hold this choke and still take advantage of it. They use ultimates really effectively. I think the wall either needs to block off a whole angle for the window. Like, when you try and split, like, almost horizontally like that, or vertically, or however, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's just really easy to get a window around that where it's still, like, effective wherever you go. Especially with how big window is now. It's wild.
Yep, and now Poseidon making their way once again to the left side of the point. The Blizzard is eaten by Respite. There's a biggie coming out from the Diva. Pebble Clip uses theirs as well, and Rage will end up falling. The rest of Poseidon falling one by one. And this is going to be another one fight here for Redacted, and Master Ryan just getting that Shatter in for good measure.
Yeah, I mean, they're consistently using ultimate first. They're consistently taking initiative. They're making it show so Poseidon doesn't feel like they have the time to make plays or the space to make plays. And you see another dominant point in favor of Redacted. There's not really a lot more to say than that. There's no real composite. Like, yes, the first point was kind of weird with the composition, but this was a strange turn of events.
Definitely, it is definitely a strange turn of events so far here, especially with this sort of matchup. Respite gets the play of the game here. Obviously, this 3K getting them the point on Sanctum was the big play that they ended up doing. So definitely Redacted showing a really strong presence coming out of the gates here. And now Poseidon, they're tasked with choosing our 2CP map heading into map number 2. Between Anubis, Hanamura, and Volskaya, what choice do you think would fit them here, Navino?
If they want to rely on Gliscor and a Beta to carry, I think they want to go more pokey maps, and I think 2CP is that. But the real question is, like, I think that was kind of dominant to the point where I'm not really sure if there is an advantage that Poseidon can take on. You know, because Prime and Pebble Clip did really well there, so, like, when you're taking a poke duel, you're kind of banking on your DPS out-dueling and out-damaging the other DPS. You know, like, Brawl favors the better tanks, generally. You know, obviously there's exceptions to every rule, right? Then there is, like, if you go spam, then you have, or like if you go ball comp, you usually are banking on having better DPS and better supports. You know, each comp kind of highlights different people.
Yeah, definitely. We already have the map choice here from Poseidon. Now they are choosing to go to Hanamura, which might mean that they want to try to go for more of that Brawl style, but they can also try to play that Pharah, which we did see from Gliscor when it came to Nepal Sanctum. So there is the possibility that they could be running these sort of compositions and trying to throw Redacted off the pace a little bit and try to take advantage of it.
I'm kind of surprised to go at Hanamura. I mean, I guess they want to truly take on the Brawl mirror, even though it didn't really favor them. Now, they might not run Brawl, but Brawl, like SimTP Brawl, is rather popular on Hanamura, so it wouldn't surprise me. There's not a whole lot I can say. You know, you see Turtle VP come in for Prime, and I'm fairly certain they play ball comp when he's in, usually. Fairly certain. But we'll see. I know versus when I was watching the Cosmic Castaway game, I'm pretty sure Redacted ran ball comp on attack. Fairly certain.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what Redacted trying to run. For those who remember, Turtle VP mainly was in, if you remember the Valkyrie versus Redacted match, mainly known for playing a lot of Sombra in that series, but can also play a little bit of those flex DPS roles. So we'll see what they decide to do here with Turtle and how they decide to initiate on them. With the compositions coming out right now, with Poseidon on the defense and Redacted on the attack, right now Poseidon showing that six-man shadow dive again, Navino.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
If you're planning to run 6-man, I would generally say that Brawl is just a better 6-man, especially when playing on defense and played correctly. You know, like, you just have more sustain, and you look better. Like, it's just easier to play.
5, 4, 3,
So we'll see what the move is. Obviously, Redacted coming out with a different composition. That ball you did mention on their attack with the Pharah Sombra composition. Okay, no, they're just having the Sombra scout. Turtle might be going out in the Sombra, might not be. It depends on what they decide to see.
Well, Pebble's on the Sombra right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Pebble's obviously on the Sombra, just scouting, trying to figure out what they want to run here. But they do know that Poseidon are in that room, and they're just going to have Master Ryan go over to the point while the rest of Redacted try to pile onto the background. Blitzcore tries to come in with the Sombra, just gets annihilated by Pebble Clip and Master Ryan. Really good setup there from Redacted. And now you're down one of the quintessential pieces of this 6-man dive composition. So now it's going to be a little challenging here for the side of Poseidon. They are, however, setting up on this point. The bubble comes out from Rage to try and keep themselves alive, and is able to eliminate the mech of Respite. So right now, Redacted need to try to wait a little bit. Now Master Ryan's dead, and now Rage finds the kill on the Pebble Clip. All of a sudden, Poseidon showing that they can make this hold work when it matters the most.
Yeah, really good discipline from them. Even though Gliscor, I think, made a misplay going back to point by themselves, you know, they did a really great job of stabilizing and just use, like, the way they used that bubble to, like, cut off sight lines and, like, punish people was really effective, and they just stayed grouped. You know, they played discipline. They didn't panic. I think the biggest thing I would say is give up the tick. Just kill supports and then go back. Like, you're deep. Like, if you give up tick, so what? If you get a fight win, like, you kill time on the clock. Like, yeah, they end up not giving a tick here, but it could have gone bad very quickly.
Yeah, but a Beta Giant already finds out that kill on a Master Ryan here, so it's already looking kind of rough here. But Touch is able to get that res off onto Master Ryan and is barely able to stay alive as Pebble Clip gets the Pulse Bomb kill on the Murph. The barrage comes out here from Turtle, unable to get anything except a lot of that progress on King Kuchi's mech. That's a good anti-nade coming out from Chesky as well, so it's possible King Kuchi has to invest the bomb. Will get the kill on the Respite as the mines are invested here for Master Ryan. Redacted still want to try to play into this fight, despite the fact all that's left is this ball of Master Ryan. Might be leaving the point eventually, and the EMP is forced out by Gliscor, excuse me, but at the end of the day, Poseidon's going to win the fight once again, and it's back to the drawing board for Redacted.
We say forced out, but, like, that EMP wasn't even that bad. Like, Redacted invested so much, and look, they're making swaps, right? Like, Redacted wanted to invest that because they wanted to force swaps. They wanted to force, like, an even fight. Now, they did not force out the Blossom. I like this call to swap, especially, like, if you're hitting your head on a wall, You need to swap with it around 2 minutes left to try and get a meaningful ult fight at some point. And if they should not win this fight because the other Poseidon has Blossom.
Yeah, it was a big hack coming out from Gliscor onto Chesky. Pebbleclip does get the kill into a baited giant when he used that Blossom, but right now it's just a fury in the room right now. At the end of the day, it looks like actually Redacted are going to be able to come out on top. Respite and Touch, I believe, are there on the point trying to keep everybody contested, or at least they're in that little room keeping everybody contested. No, it was Pebbleclip and Respite. Not even any supports in that, but Redacted will be able to get the first tick, maybe the second, but Gliscor is in the backline with that Sombra. You just barely see them on the right side of your screen. We'll be touching the point here eventually to try and stall it out. Gets the hack off onto Turtle. The bomb is invested here from King Kuchi. Gets blocked out by Master Ryan as Poseidon try to bring themselves back into this fight. They're trying to use the ult as they can, and King Kuchi gets the boop off onto Master Ryan. Pebbleclip gets that kill on the Murph, however, so it's still possible here for Redacted trying to bring this back. They found 3 picks in this fight thus far. Sif has to invest that beat in order to keep Poseidon into it as they try to keep themselves alive and bring it back into their favor. Redacted, however, looking very clean thus far. The Lucio touch being able to keep everybody up when it matters the most, and at the end of the day, Redacted is going to be able to turn the fight in their favor and claim the point for themselves.
I have no words to say other than that's a big oof from Abated losing that Blossom. They built it really quickly. It was a nice recontest, but they need to win that fight with the ult advantage. They need to win that like almost neutral fight, but they had the slight advantage. And now they won't get Snowball because Respite doesn't have mech, I don't think, unless they just hit a really nice Sombra EMP combo here. But the ult fight is fairly neutral, except they have support ults on the side of Redacted. So if I'm Poseidon, I'm playing this fast before they get mech. Like, just go. They don't have mech. You need to go.
There you go. There's the 4-man EMP coming out from Gliscor. Catches onto the tanks and the supports, and already you see the rest of Poseidon just piling right on top of them. The baited giant gets 3 in that fight, and that's going to be a clean and early fight win here from Poseidon.
I really enjoy the trigger discipline from Abated not blossoming because they recognize that the damage they have to follow up is going to be enough to win the fight. That was really well done. You know, and as I said, like I was like, you need to go in, you need to go in. They went in. Now, they didn't really force any ults out, so now you're going to see Redacted with 6 ults to their 3. Winnable, but it's going to be very hard. Like, they kind of just go point, force point, and press Q.
Yep, Master Ryan gets hacked as they try to force the point here. The Colossus comes out from Chesky. Same with the B from Touch. And there's a 5-man EMP coming out from Turtle, trying to catch on to several different members. Murph will get the kill onto Chesky here. The Blossom used here by Abated Giant doesn't get anything because Pebbleclip gets a 3K Blossom of their own at the same time. Make it 4 for Pebbleclip in this fight. The bomb is invested here from King Kuchi. Won't be able to get any picks. Just force out the bomb here from Respite. King Kuchi gets booped off the point. Now Redacted looking clean and comfortable here as the rest of the spawns coming in here from Poseidon, trying to stall it out. But already that's 1 tick. Giving up to Poseidon. Make that 2. Trying to finish out here with a 3rd. All that's left is Rage on the Winston. He does not have Primal Rage to be able to keep himself alive. It is a 6-man EMP coming out from Glister, but there's no one there to be able to try and contest that or profit off of it. 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the time bank, and Redacted full cap the map.
And the 6 ults kind of, they just press Q. They got value, while Poseidon really didn't. That's really all there is to say. You know, they had a chance to recontest, but I think the true tale is like Redacted having support ults when Poseidon did not, because Poseidon invested those support ults, and really a lost fight that should have been called lost before.
Yeah, definitely. That fight was definitely hectic on both ends, so it's interesting to see how these two teams are going to approach the defense here, especially for the side of Redacted. Again, they have to try and defend this point as much as possible. They do have over a minute in the time bank, so if Poseidon happens to cap the point at any point with 0 time in the time bank, then that means that Redacted will be getting a guaranteed either win or draw. They cannot lose this map. Right now in the defense, they're showing that ball comp once again here in Navino.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of chokes to hold. Ideally, they should get it, but I think they should do pretty well. But I think what their struggle is potentially, if they don't get a pick initially, like from the first, as soon as the TP comes out, it's going to be very hard to break the hold once they're stabilized on point. That is always the issue against Sim TP. You need to get a pick pretty much as soon as they come out.
So we'll see what the move is here. Poseidon coming out with the Brawl comp. We'll see if they're able to get it successfully, and if Redacted can try to respond to it. They're going to be using the TP. Straight to the point, gets booped away from the Symmetra, and the pile drive is there from Master Ryan. And the TP gets broken! The ball was able to break the TP before they were able to enter into it, and now Poseidon are stuck in a little weird situation. They have to wait for that TP to come back online before they make any sort of progress. Now they're just going to be walking to the point. Respite is right there, and the D.Va trying to keep themselves alive, but Pebbleclip has found your Baptiste. Murph now out of the fight, and now Redacted have a very good advantage in this fight, but a Beta Giant building up that sim beam can do a lot of damage in a small increments of time. Turtle gets the kill on the Gliscor, but Master Ryan ends up dying to a Beta Giant. That's a big dynamite and anti-nade, however. Poseidon's starting to slowly but surely crumble at the seams as Redacted able to get the kills they need and win the fight.
Yeah, it's exactly like I said that. They found the picks initially. They did a really good play where Master Ryan knows they're going to go for it, and he just hits a nice slam. And they break TP, and then as soon as they try and cross open space, the comp does what it's supposed to do. It finds picks.
Yeah, definitely. So now it's going to be a different sort of strat. We're going to see what the strategy play is here from the side of Poseidon. Obviously, it's going to be challenging to make that Sim TP move again, but now they're going to be switching over Gliscor to the Mei, so now they have that wall pressure that they can use to try and stop these sort of moves coming out from, say, Master Ryan, who just went right through their backline and is trying to separate them to make sure this TP doesn't get online. Pebbleclip uses the post bomb, and it goes through the TP! Pebbleclip finds 3 with it, both supports dead, and the rest of Poseidon fall to the hands of Redacted in that fight.
Yeah. I mean, wow. There's not really much to say. They just had a huge pick. They cleaned up. Like, they had a huge ultimate from that. And I want to just point out that like Rage and Gliscor have been pretty much out of the fight every time. So we're at 2 minutes and they're both not even 50%. And that's not even their fault. Like, they're just getting kind of stuffed at chokes. And as soon as they cross the open, they haven't been able to actually take a fight.
Mine's invested here from Master Ryan as Redacted as Poseidon take the left side. Already been killed out Sif on the Lucio. That's a big pick coming out here from Redacted, but it's not all the heals in the world here from Poseidon. Bob is invested. Pebbleclip in the backline finds a Beta Giant, and Turtle's able to find the kill on the Murph. Now there's no supports left on Poseidon, and no team members either, as King Kushi will die in the aftermath.
A somewhat expensive fight for both sides. But more so expensive, I say, for Redacted. I don't know how I feel. Wow, okay. We're just going to say nah to Window, nah to almost having Shatter, and just going 6-man. I mean, fair, you know? I think it's a little late because you're past that 2-minute mark I talked about. And now you're just kind of crippling your ult economy. They could win this as beaten bomb, but I don't know. We will see.
Yeah, definitely interesting sort of late swap here from the side of Poseidon. They go straight to the point once again. They've been doing this all the game. Pulse bomb from Pebbleclip finds Gliscor actually in that early fight, and that's a big anti-nade coming out from Chesky, trying to eliminate many members here from Redacted. A Beta Giant ends up dying. So does Master Ryan, however. So now Respite, as you're watching, is the only tank left here for Redacted, but the kill just still going in favor here for the side of Redacted. They'll be able to clean this fight easily. Now there's only one fight left here for the side of Poseidon.
Yeah, I mean, they got the picks. They were able to use ultimates effectively. The Nano kind of just raid boss allowed them to brawl, and now they have Bob again. They're going to have Rally pretty soon. They have Bomb now. There's not a whole lot you can do if you're Poseidon.
Yeah, they won't even have their D.Va here for this fight. The bomb going to be invested here right on the point, and Pebbleclip finds another pulse bomb kill onto Sif. Once again, Redacted, this comp is showing to be really strong thus far, and it's a 2k bomb kill for Turtle. All right, just show off a little bit. Redacted to be able to clean up this fight, however, all that's left is Gliscor. King Kushi will be unable to touch on the Wrecking Ball, and that's going to be Redacted, bringing us to match point here in the series against Poseidon.
Yeah, just really clean play from Redacted. There's not a whole lot I can say outside of, like, they've had nice engages. They know what Poseidon's going to run. It's obvious that they scouted and that they know what Poseidon likes to run. You know, and because of that, they're able just to kind of count him at every point. And just the timing has been great. Like, you just see this play of the game. Like, that's great timing. They know that D.Va's going to go through TP, so they know they should, if they time it correctly, should be able to get a bomb onto someone to take it through without a TP.
Yeah, definitely. Really good timing and really good execution here from Redacted on all fronts. But now Poseidon facing pretty much the last chance here for them to try and stay alive here in Tranquility Gaming. We're going to be heading over to a quick halftime break. When we come back, we'll see if the clock will strike midnight or Poseidon's Cinderella story will continue with a reverse sweep against Redacted. We'll see you guys after the break.
took the step? Was I moved by lust? Was I moved by faith? The truth has a way of finding the light or changing in time. Did I fall in love? Did I make it up inside my mind?
Welcome back, everybody, to Tranquility Gaming Season 8 Knockout Bracket coverage. If you missed the match thus far, Redacted is trying to end the Cinderella story of Poseidon, and currently they're at match point heading into our hybrid map. Bowsy here with Navino. Heading into our third map, Poseidon have chosen Eichenwald here, Navino.
You know, that makes sense. It if you're talking about like rush-friendly maps in the hybrid pool, I would say Ike is probably the most rush-friendly. Yeah, you can make it work at Hollywood. I would not recommend trying to make it work in Nimbani, but of the three, Eichenwald is probably the most friendly. You know, there's a lot of it's really easy to close distance while still staying in cover. There's a lot of chokes you can hold. One of the best holds one of the most fun holds I've done is if they cap first, you go to the gate, and right before gates open, you can test cart, so the gate never opens. And then you just spawn camp them.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely a strat that you can run here on Eichenwald, so we'll see if either of these teams are able to utilize it here. And this is Poseidon's last chance to try and stay alive here in Tranquility. They lose this match. They get sent home for the season. Redacted trying to close it out here. And right now on the defense, Navino, Poseidon rolling out with no surprise, the 6-man dive composition.
Close holds on Ike can work pretty well. I assume they're going to hold in the mini pack.
Attackers incoming in
If you're playing 6-man, that's where I would hold. If you don't hold there, I'm not really sure what you want to do. But also, I wouldn't be surprised to see Redacted do the very intelligent thing they did before and just go Sombra and scout it out. But we'll see what happens. As long as they make it so Chesky can't play the game, they should be fine. That's all I really got.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what the move is here. Redacted coming out with this Pharah Tracer right now, and it looks like they might be sticking to that. Fellwinter now swapping in this time for Pebble Clip on the DPS slot, so we'll see what they decide to do as
I
Master
didn't realize
Ryan.
Redacted had 4 DPS.
Yep, they do. As Master Ryan is just going to go straight to the point, and that's the easiest tick I've ever seen. Beta Giant, however, able to eliminate Chesky on that Ana, so already one big support dead here for the side of Redacted, but they're still trying to invest in this fight, but now Beta Giant has found Master Ryan. Turtle finds the kill onto Gliscor, however, so it's still in the realm of possibility for Redacted to try and bring this back. They have the close response, they have the pressure from this Pharah, but looks like for now they're just going to be backing out a tiny bit, especially with Fellwinter now dying.
Really, this is actually what I said they should do on the tick and just go for the supports. They got the kill onto the Ana, which really prevents them from pushing forward. And see, now they're playing cover. They're doing this pretty intelligently. They're using the Sombra to be their eyes, and then they're going to rush on to where they are.
Yeah, definitely Redacted now trying to plan their attack into this, and Turtle's already found the kill into Beta Giant. Master Ryan gets hacked and killed out by King Kuchi, however, so Redacted once again down their main tank in this fight. Fellwinter trying to get a lot of damage, and Chesky gets the anti-nade kill onto Murph, but gets killed out by Glisker. Fight's going back and forth thus far, but right now Redacted might have the respawn advantage. Now with Turtle finding Gliscor, it's going to be an easy advantage here for the side of Redacted. All that's left is that Diva, and now the Echo of Beta Giant gets the sticky bomb straight on the Turtle, eliminates that Pharah immediately, but will die at the hands of Chesky, and that's going to be a fight win here for the side of Redacted. They will be able to claim this first point once they deal with all the stragglers up beside it.
Yeah, I mean, just nice cleanup. This is nice stall coming out, but really good playing like almost like give and take, where they're giving the space and forcing them into like a false sense of security and punishing them when they go on someone. Like, yeah, Master Ryan dies, but since they get picks because they go on to Master Ryan, it's fine. Their ball comp is okay with trades in this case, where like, because since they're playing distance, they're playing the Pope game, they just are better able to win in a scrappy fight like that.
Yeah, definitely. So now Poseidon have to try and hold this card. The card gets through that first gate, unfortunately, so we won't be seeing that close hold yet here on Icomald if we ever do. EMP comes out for Gliscor, only lands on the wrist bite, but Turtle still able to get the Mirage out, gets the kill on the Murph and a Beta Giant. So Poseidon having a little bit of trouble here, down 2 of their players, make that 3 now with Rage falling. Chesky falls, but it might not be enough here for the side of Poseidon as they're just all going to fall. And Redacted will continue pushing the cards.
You know, I think they're going to take, like, I'm watching Poseidon, now they're on this, like, Sombra Echo. They're taking, like, almost too many, like, off-the-cuff, like, out-of-the-way duels with their DPS. And the DPS are the ones that set up these hits, really. Like, the DPS are the ones taking position, taking angles, so that the tanks can go in and actually get kills. Oh.
Yeah, and speaking of the DPS, Turtle gets that kill onto Murph there. A Beta Giant able to eliminate the Mercy, however, so this Far Mercy does not have a lot of heals on deck right now, but that card's still moving. A Beta Giant gets killed out by Chesky trying to eliminate Turtle. That was close there for Turtle, just barely able to stay alive. But Poseidon still trying to bring this back. They find the kill on the Master Ryan, and the Primal Rage is invested here from Rage, fittingly. And it looks like Poseidon might be able to get a little bit of a hold here as Redacted have a soft reset.
Now, since they had support alts, they were able to sustain this fight. Even though it was a scrappy fight, and I said earlier, the scrappy fights usually go in favor of the ball team. Because they have the sustain, they have support elements, they're able to live that engage and find the picks with their superior, I would say front load. Like, I don't even know, like, front load damage or burst damage. Yeah, I would say burst damage, because, like, the Echo has the stickies and the focus beam, which just allows them to finish off a lot of folks, and then hack just in a longer fight. The longer you go, the higher likelihood it is you to get a hack.
Bomb comes out from Respite! Oh, Respite gets the 3K Pulse Bomb, the 3K Diva Bomb, the Pulse Bomb from Felwinter gets on the Gliscor. That's a team wipe from Poseidon. Redacted will be able to get the second point easily here on Eichenwald with those kills. Excuse me? Rage gets the hammer kill on the turtle? Okay.
The turtle got a little greedy there. A little greedy.
A little greedy, I
I
think.
hope
Yeah.
maybe they're swapping. No.
No. I would probably use the barrage first.
I mean, I guess they are going to use ultimates, but if there's any time you would want to switch, I think it'd be now. Nice anti, though.
Yeah, good anti coming out there from Chesky. Forces Poseidon back a little bit as Redacted try to wait for their pieces to come back. The nano boost goes on to Turtle, trying to use that barrage. Gets hacked out. The bomb comes out here from King Kuchi, unable to get anything, but we'll get the remake kill onto Touch. A baited Giant gets swept up in the middle, and Respite's able to get that kill on the Sif, so it's still winnable here for the side of Redacted, trying to bring it back. Barrage is invested. A baited Giant just shoots him out of the sky. Gets the flash on the Felwinter as well. Eliminates that Tracer with a headshot, and Poseidon will be able to get the hold here with a 3K coming out from a baited Giant.
That was a really great hack from the side of Glisker, which prevented the... Like, as soon as King Kuchi throws in that bomb, I'm just like, oh no, this is it. There's going to be a nano barrage, and you can't even eat it. But really great hacks.
Oh! Speaking of the hacks, that was a 5-man EMP to set up that 5K from a baited Giant. I don't think it was a 6K, but it was pretty darn close. A baited Giant cleaning up the field here for Poseidon, and they continue the hold.
Yeah, wow. I mean, this really nice. Like, you don't really think of EMP Noon as like a combo, but like specifically traveling in the open like this, it's a great thing to do. I don't know how I feel about this Junkrat switch, but you know, more power to you. Junkrat is kind of good on the Eichenwald third. I don't know. Oh, this bomb so I can get value. Oh, it's not. Never mind, I lied.
Yeah, they were all hiding in that little room, so it kind of moved them out of position. And speaking of out of position, a baited Giant was heavily out of position. Gets picked off there by Respite and Turtle as Poseidon try to stabilize here without their main hit scan DPS. Gliscor also switching over to this Doomfist as Turtle finds another. Make that 3 thus far for Turtle in this fight. Technically 3 if you count the kill onto the Cassidy, and now Chesky gets the kill on the Murph. And Redacted start pushing this card forward. They only have a few more meters to go here, Navino.
Yeah, I mean... They're just kind of getting picks with their superior poke damage. Now they're holding spawn. It's going to be really hard for them to even get a touch here. They get one for a second, but it's really hard to get out of spawn versus a Junkrat.
Especially on a closed-in point like Eichenwald, that's definitely a challenge that you have to try and figure out.
Yeah. I don't really have... it feels weird, but I don't really have a whole ton of like analysis here outside of, hey, they kind of snowballed and played a better comp and played space better and got trades that they wanted. They baited them out like Redacted did, baited them out. And then third point, they Poseidon finally kind of stabilized and got some multiple fight wins. But they eventually give out.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely an interesting story here from the side of Poseidon. Redacted now on the defense, coming out with this composition. They were able to surprisingly cap the Eichenwald in the exact same amount of time bank as they did on Hanamura. 1 minute and 20 seconds in the time bank somehow. But they're going to be rolling out with this ball composition here on the defense. What should be the move here from Poseidon? Because currently they're showing this 6-man dive again.
Is Glisker going to farm?
5, 4.
I mean, there is a chance you have the Farmer C, so potentially they'll be running the 6-man, the Shadow Dive with the Farmer C.
It's not even a Shadow. Like they only have Winston, Diva, Sombra. The other 3 characters are not 6-man whatsoever.
Okay, I call. Listen, I noticed the first 3. I didn't notice the Ana on the side, but still, they're running out with this
I don't know
sort of dive.
how about this, like, because there's no real damage to finish up kills, unless, like, you know, Glisker just is a god. So, you know, if Glisker is a god, Glister, you know, they could punish the ball with the Sombra, but that's really it.
They also got a lot of damage onto Respite there because of the hack on the Master Ryan.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Ryan will get hacked into enemy lines. King Gucci will get the final kill on that. Good hack coming out from a Beta Giant. Fellwinter, however, finds the kill onto Sif here, but is able to get rezzed up here. Gliscor also finds the kill onto them. So Redacted starting to falter a little bit. Gliscor gets that final kill on the Turtle VP, gets that win in the Faro 1v1. And it looks like Poseidon are going to be able to make this work and will be getting the cap here on point A on Iconwall.
So, Gliscor did get a lot of kills. But also, a Beta Giant literally just lived to screw up Master Ryan's life. It is quite comical about how he kind of just stayed there and held right click, just waiting for him to come back and active. That's a rest in pepperonis type moment. And I complain about lack of damage, but it doesn't really matter here when picking the tank, and so now they just don't engage because the other team has a monkey that can just live.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see. The Beta Giant, I believe, tried to go for the hack on the Turtle. Fellwinter got slept and then killed out by King Gucci. Now Gliscor's using the barrage, gets the kill on the Master Ryan. It's been a rough story for Master Ryan's Wrecking Ball right now. And Poseidon trying to write off the momentum. Hack goes on to Chesky here as a Beta Giant just tries to go in for a little bit of pressure. And the Nano Boost is invested here from Sif onto the Faro. Gliscor gets that kill into Chesky. We'll get killed out by Respite, but it might not be enough here. Turtle uses the barrage and gets bubbled. The bubble coming out from Rage makes it so he accidentally kills himself, but Redacted still being able to turn this fight around. Respite's gotten the kill on the Murph, and there goes the touch get dead on the Mercy. The bomb will also be invested here from King Gucci, so Redacted, they might lose this fight in the aftermath, but they're burning the ults here from the side of Poseidon.
All right, I almost I just coughed a lot, so I muted myself. I'll be real. I was kind of just like choking on my own lungs, so I don't really know what happened other than things died, and Sif
Turtle?
somehow gets that. Yeah, Sif gets that trait. It looks like Redacted invested ultimates while Poseidon really did not. So hopefully with his EMP. If the EMP valve, they should have enough damage to get. But this is the problem with the Sombra Fara comp, and once you get out of the ult cycle of Raj and Nano Monkey, what real damage do you have?
Ooh, that's a big EMP coming out from a Beta Giant. Lands onto Ford, especially the Pharmacy as well. Respite also gets killed out here out of the mech. Master Ryan uses the mines, but gets hacked out again. Again, it's been a rough time here for Master Ryan, and it looks like Poseidon are going to be able to continue pushing this card forward with Rage getting that 2K here on the cards.
Yeah, I mean, I realize, I'm talking crap on the Sombra Farrakhan. They're doing pretty well right now. We'll see how they do in this true neutral fight. I also like this 6-man swap because unlike the ball comp, which you kind of just run away, it's really easy as 6-man to kind of just harass Winston the entire time. I don't know. Okay, Turtle, I understand you think you might have a big barrage coming, but you don't. Trust me, you don't, and you're hacked.
Well, guess who else is hacked? King Gucci gets booped off the map by Touch. Gliscor tries to go for the barrage and also gets bubbled out by Master Ryan. That's 2 for 2 thus far in this map or at least 2 times it's happened. Rage gets the boop up onto Respite, trying to bring it back here for the side of Poseidon as they are on this Primal Monkey, trying to do a lot of damage into the backline here for the side of Redacted, but they are probably just going to be bringing themselves back onto the card. And it's just a mess right now, but it looks like in the end of it, Redacted are going to be able to get the hold here. Master Ryan dies here to King Gucci, but the Redacted are on the cart, and they have the numbers in this fight.
Poseidon, just reset. This is lost. It's lost. This is very lost. Just reset. You're going to come up with EMP here soon. You have EMP bomb. All you got to do is force him in the open, I believe. Thank you, Turtle, for swapping. You're just now going to see Redacted do what they do best, which is out-tempo them. They've controlled tempo the entire game, and 6-man, if you're just good at forcing a certain speed, can be really impressive.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, definitely. A Beta Giant tried to go for that back cap on the cart, was unable to get it successfully, unfortunately. Oh, but that's a big easy day coming out from Sif. 2 people caught, especially the tank.
Oh, wow.
For the side of Redacted, and King Gucci gets that 2K Diva Bomb to try and clean up the fight here for the side of Poseidon. The bomb also invested here from Respite. Won't be able to get anything. Good dodging there from Gliscor as they're going to be trying to sail this in. Touch uses the beat, but it gets EMP'd by a baited Giant. It looks like at the end of the day, it's going to be Redacted losing this second point here. Poseidon bringing it into the castle here as Redacted just trying to pile their bodies onto the point and try to stall it out. But the barrage is there from Gliscor to clean up the remains, and that's going to be a fight win for Poseidon here on Eichenwald, getting that second point.
I'll be real, I don't even know, like, if you need per se, but I guess, like, I don't know, they should, like, if you have decent focus fire, you should just win that fight anyway. And now you don't really have any, like, I guess you still have 3 ults going in this fight. And we've seen some really nice nanos. Oh, it's a nice early fight. Oh.
Yeah, very early fight, and Turtle gets that Beyblade, lets it rip in front of the side of Poseidon. That 5-8 AMP from Fellwinter enabling that, and that's going to be a 1 fight for Poseidon. That's a 4th kill as well for Turtle in that fight. Redacted gets the hold on the first corner.
When you said Beyblade, I definitely just instinctively looked to see if Redacted had Ana, because I thought, because I remember the OG Beyblade as just the Nano Reaper, because when Nano gave the speed boost too. You remember?
We don't talk about the OG. We don't talk about the OG Beyblade. As the Coalescence comes out here from Chesky, Banana also invested from Sip onto Gliscor, who will die to Respite, but a Beta Giant is able to eliminate the Lucio of touch, but still Redacted. They want to touch those spawn doors, and they want to get rid of the rest of the members of Poseidon. Respite will lose their mech, but will be able to just jump right off, and that's going to be another fight win here for Redacted.
Wow, yeah. They just use their ults effectively, honestly. Like, they had a really nice cold, and Ryan uses the primal to, like, scatter the Brawl Comp, and once Brawl Comp is scattered, you see 6-man do a lot better because their individualistic, like, flanker characters can do damage as they get more 1v1s. Like, there's 2 ways, like, you have to play the comp based on the win cons, and splitting up this Brawl Comp is a win con for them.
Yeah, definitely. Poseidon now coming in through this left way, trying to find their way into a different approach here to throw off Redacted, and they'll be able to get the cart now. Now with a front side just swap, Poseidon's on the cart defending, while Redacted is on the attack. Turtle, however, able to find out Murph, but Touch ends up dying to King Kuchi, and a Beta Giant is able to eliminate Master Ryan, Master Ryan. It is possible here for the side of Poseidon. That punch comes in from Gliscor, gets rid of the mech here from Respite, which forces the Demon Bomb, gets rid of Sip, but Gliscor has gotten 2 in this fight thus far, trying to bring it back here with this Doomfist, but will get found out by Fellwinter on the Sombra. Redacted trying to bring it back, and look at the timing, Navino. 5 seconds left here for the side of Poseidon. They're not going to be, they probably might not even have a chance to fight this anymore.
They should be able to sustain and just take it on, but Redacted has EMP Blossom as soon as Turtle's back, and here it comes.
Yep, EMP comes out, and there's the Blossom once again from Turtle. 2 kills from him, 2 kills from Chesky, and Poseidon. Unfortunately, that Cinderella story, it's been such a good playoff run for them, but the clock has struck midnight, and Redacted are going on to the lower bracket finals, and will face off against Oreo Fleet for a chance at the championship bracket.
Wow.
Play of the game.
I have no words. Just a dominant performance by Redacted. Really good swaps, really good adaptability. And Poseidon did, like respect to Poseidon. They made Redacted feel like they had to swap. That, like, and I'll say this from a team, like, from being on teams that have won, right? There are some teams that you just don't ever feel the need to swap into. Like, that you can just force it regardless of the matchup. And Redacted made swaps here because Poseidon really did push them at points. So props to their playoff run. They did really well and should be proud of themselves. And Redacted is now it's going even farther than they've ever gone before.
Yeah, definitely. Poseidon should not be disappointed. They obviously got here for a reason. There's a reason that they made it this close to making it to that championship bracket. Redacted, however, they just were the better team today in the aftermath. And at the end of the day, it's Redacted coming home with the victory. But now, Navito, as the dust is settled and Redacted are moving on to the knockout bracket finals, we need to crown ourselves a player of the match here tonight.
My player of the match, personally, is probably going to be Ryan or Respite. I'm going to go Respite because I think he just did peel really well. I think he did a lot of great things.
Yeah, that's definitely the tank line of Redacted is one of the standouts here, and I definitely feel like that they did a really good job. But I'm going to give my player of the match. It's really hard, especially when, like, the DPS are the most pop-off potential heroes that we see in Tranquility, and yet every single DPS on the side of Redacted really popped off. But if I had to give it to anybody, I'd probably give it to maybe Turtle. Like, Turtle did really good, especially on that last map of Eichenwald. But then again, you could also give it to the Sombra player of Fellwinter. You could also give it to Pebbleclip on the Tracer. There's so many different players that I could give it to, so I'm going to have to choose all 3 of the players I just mentioned. I hate to do that.
There's like a lot of people that did really well, and it's hard to pick one, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, definitely. It's really hard to pick only one player of the match because everyone on Redacted really showed their stuff. Big shout-outs again to Poseidon. They showed their stuff, especially there on Eichenwald. They showed that they were willing to contest. A Baited Giant did really good, especially
definitely
with that.
The closest map of the series, yeah, 100%.
Yes, definitely. Like, Eichenwald was almost looked like an entirely different series here for Poseidon, and they were able to bring it back when they needed it the most. So, great job to Poseidon, but also a great job to Redacted for getting the win here. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for watching here. And from everybody in the Tranquility Gaming production, especially our amazing producer, Laggy-san, and my wonderful co-caster, Navino, we thank you all for watching. Until we meet again, we hope you have an amazing night.